this meeting of the Upshur County Board of Education to order, this reconvened meeting. First order of business is stand and say the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please let the clerk note that all members are present with the exception of Mr. Martin and Dr. Almond. Okay, we have to, it says recess meeting, so
Okay,
I'm not sure what the next step is.
At the meeting back in March, we presented the levy rates to you. And since that time, we've sent them to the auditor's office and to the Office of School Finance. And I got a letter back from the auditor's office saying that they were approved and that they were legally levied according to the rates in effect and the excess levy that was voted on by the taxpayers. The legislature has done nothing to change the law at this point, so we've been instructed by the Office of School Finance that the current laws don't affect and that we can approve those rates and for the upcoming tax year. This is supposed to be a public hearing, so if there's anybody from the public that would like to speak up, the rates were published in the paper and received no inquiries or questions from anyone. So I assume everybody's on board with it. So.
Okay. All right. Could I have a motion to accept the levy rates as presented? So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We are now adjourned. We're about to start the other meeting as soon as Adrian gets the computer to catch up. Go as fast.
All board meetings for 5 minutes.
Pledge again. All right.
We do it anyway.
Okay.
Can't do it twice.
All right. Call this meeting of the Upshur County Board of Education to order. First order of business is to stand and say the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Streeter, would you read the mission statement for us?
The mission of the Upshur County Schools is to provide academic preparation, social responsibility, employability, and a desire of lifelong learning.
Thank you. Item 3, roll call. Please let the clerk note that all members are present with the exception of Mr. Martin and Dr. Almond. Item 4 on the agenda is the approval of agenda and/or agenda adjustments. Yeah.
Okay, I would like to remove at this time item 10, budget request for WVU Extension Office. That will be discussed at a later time. And also have additional personnel, which are included in your packet.
Do I have a motion to accept the agenda with these adjustments?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Right. Item 5 on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from the March 28th regular meeting. You have those as your attachment A. Any question or comment about those?
Make a motion we approve.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Item 6, acknowledgements and announcements. Upshur highlights.
Your April Keys of Excellence Award. Our service personnel is unable to be here today, so I will read why she was chosen and then make a presentation to her later on. But I would like to call our professional personnel, now that she sat down again, Mrs. Bland, Carol Bland, if you please. Who did? They did?
I did.
Oh, wow.
She's very obedient.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Here, that's, you can stand and get your picture taken with the board.
Beautiful.
Okay? Okay, let me.
Thank you very
Well, don't go
much.
anywhere yet. I gotta read why you got chosen.
Oh,
I can't tell you who did it.
I already know.
You just took all the fun out of this.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. Usually people don't know who nominated them. Carolyn is passionate about learning, teaching, and especially students. She placed sale signs. She placed sale signs. What are you selling? The school? Around our school to remind students how to act. That is their acronym. And I don't know what it's an acronym for. You can.
It's safe, accountability, in control, and lead by example.
Very good. She tries to help students and teachers to excel at technology. She uses Remind 101. Carolyn has attended workshops on technology, such as Office 365, and is working on starting a Yammer account for our school. She was a frequent attendee for Tech Tuesdays. The main reason I'm nominating Carolyn is because she is passionate about our school and staff. Now I'm seeing why there's parts going here. I should have read this ahead of time. And she lists several resources for students and parents on her school website. She's involved with organizing her Heritage Fair each year. She calls parents to try and keep a positive working relationship with them. She recently helped collect money for a staff member whose spouse is battling cancer. The one thing that impressed me most recently, however, was her commitment to Project Isaac. No one wanted to take charge of the program, and we almost lost it. She jumped in and called a meeting and recruited people to help, either full or part-time. Because of her passion, we have this opportunity to help our students after school hours. These are some of the reasons why I believe she deserves the Key of Excellence. Congratulations.
Very good. She talked to me about it, and one of the things that means the most to me is that one of my co-workers
Yeah.
did that for me. So, thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thanks. Thank you.
You go ahead and sit down. I go ahead and Our service personnel of the month is Tara Spotlow. She is secretary here at the Canton Academy. And I'll just read quickly, and then I will make a presentation to her at school. Her daughter plays softball, and there's a game tonight. Mrs. Spotlow works to keep all things financial in our school under control. She works with anything that involves money, such as pictures, popcorn fundraisers, not to mention the Hot Lunch program. Anything bought for the school or teachers goes through her. She also attends PTO and is on the LSIC committee for our school. Mrs. Spotlow came to Academy straight off the sub-list. Academy is truly blessed to have this hard-working girl. She is an asset to have at this school and works well with Mrs. Davis. They make a good team. She helps many staff and students alike daily. Mrs. Spotlow has raised 3 wonderful children. They have a great leader and role model in her. And that's why she was chosen. Thank you. And also under acknowledgments, now, I would like to, if you look under Part B in your agenda, We received a letter from David McCauley, Mayor of the City of Buchanan, and I'm not going to read the whole letter, but what he was doing is basically saying how well the county school system and Stockard Youth and the City of Buchanan work together, and they were thanking us profusely for the bus that the Board of Education decided to give, one of our buses that was going to be auctioned, to Stockard Youth Center. The last bus they had, the little red bus you see in parades and everything, was also given to them 18 years ago. And their comment was, even though ours is in great condition, it's a heck of a lot in better condition than what they have. They had done everything they possibly could to keep it running. And it's a little bit bigger bus for them, but he's just extremely happy about it. So they just wanted to acknowledge us to the board. And that's what I have.
Great, thank you. Item 7, unfinished business.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was looking at the agenda. Lights at the middle school are being, we had a problem with the switch, and it's about 42 years old. And it was used when it was donated to Larry West. And so we're in the process of putting in a switch that open and close using a motor as opposed to a rope. And we're adding a feature they can turn the lights on from the press box.
That's the softball field.
That's at the softball field. They've had to reschedule several games because of the lights. And but it's just not safe to use. I sent an email regarding the water project at the middle school, and that'll be completed in June. And it's probably best that we didn't break any lines or try to tie anything in while the school's in session. That way, if we ran into any anomalies, it would interfere with instruction and things like that. School's going to be submitting some summer projects. Of course, we'll be prioritizing those as to what we're able to do. Of course, that'll be minimal. The gentleman from the State Department's coming up tomorrow. The SBA has a preventive maintenance program that school systems, if they want to apply for grants and things like that in relation to facilities, at this point on, I believe they have to have a preventive maintenance program. So I think it's McMillan or McGillen or something like that. He's coming up tomorrow, and we'll meet for a couple hours and find out everything we need to do.
Now, does this have the same, maybe you don't know yet, when you are awarded SBA for building and such, you have to match funds.
Well,
Is this going to be the same thing?
in order to apply for, they used to have, I think I remember correctly, the MIP's major improvement project that had a maximum of $500,000, and there was no match.
Okay.
And I don't know if they're still running that program or not because of the state's deficit. And then they had the grants program where we'd have to do matching funds.
Okay.
So
We weren't really required to do matching funds, but it made them more likely to approve your project if you were willing to put some of your money into the project.
well, let's see. The elevator at the middle school is going to be, the photo eye is not working on it, and the company's scheduled to come tomorrow to get that repaired, and so that's a good thing. Make sure we're in compliance there, and the crew just continues to address daily issues as they arrive. You know, I mean, it's just, the old buildings, we get one thing after another, and they do a tremendous job of keeping up and maintaining. So those are really the most significant issues that we have right now.
Is there any way we could contact, I don't know whether our sewage is based through the city of Buchanan or maybe Tennerton PSD, but on water consumption, since we do have a leak, our sewer bill is based on your water consumption, so maybe we could notify them. I don't know whether that's the case in the Tennerton.
I'm not sure how we would estimate the
Right.
volume of the leak, but
Yeah.
But I didn't know whether they could get back on previous records on water consumption. Maybe because, I was there with Jack, and it's a significant water leak
Yes, it is.
daily.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
We can check.
since we're going to be putting the project off till June,
to report back on that prior to our next meeting, or?
No,
Just, okay.
Just follow
Okay,
it.
all right. Anything else, Mr. Berger?
No, that's it.
Okay. Item 8 are financials. You have attachment C, payment of bills, and attachment D, budgetary items. Mr. Carver, you have anything you'd like to add about either of those items?
Yes, the budget entry number 7. I was working on that entry with the Office of School Finance to help alleviate some of their concerns about something. And I misunderstood something that they said, and I used a wrong account number on, there's a line item 29 that goes to, it's a fund equity account, and that should have been an expense account. And so I'm going to make that change to the entry, and when we put the minutes out, it'll have the corrected account number in it. They made me aware of that today.
All right, anything else?
Just some comments about the financial statements. You want to do that now, or wait till we get to do the journal entries?
We can go ahead and vote, and then you can talk about that. All right, do I have a motion to accept the financials as presented?
So moved.
Second?
Second, knowing that the change is coming for that correction.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Now you may do that.
In your packet, you have March's financial report. We are almost catching up to last year's revenue. We're still running just a little bit behind, but I think with the tax check we received in April for March, I think that's probably going to put us ahead of last year, finally. As far as expenditures, we continue to run below last year's comparisons and pretty close to budget. We have 160 days of school in through the end of March, so that means we have 40 days of school left, and then we'll pay out all the deferred salaries at the end of June. So we're getting down to the end of the year. We're into the last quarter of the financial year, and hopefully we'll improve on last year's numbers and get a good start on getting this ship turned around here.
Anyone have questions about any of that information? Moving on to item 9, the consent agenda. You have a request from French Creek for school bus travel for 5th grade, attachment F. A request from Hodgesville for their Destination Imagination team to travel out of state, attachment G. Approval of volunteer chaperone for Tenerton Elementary School, attachment H. And approval of parent chaperones from French Creek for a Carnegie Science Center trip.
Motion to approve.
Second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Great, thank you. We're skipping item 10. Item 11 is the approval of the cooperative agreement between the Upshur County Board of Education and the West Virginia Division of Rehabilitation Services. Your attachment K.
If you remember the gentleman that came and spoke to us about the rehabilitation services, this is just a follow-up to that, and there's no money involved on our part. It's just an agreement that they will work with us to identify and help those people that need that.
Did he ever, was thinking he was going to come back and let us know if he was going to be able to reach an agreement with anyone other than the Work Adjustment Center.
I have not heard anything more about it. I can check with Mary.
Okay.
Mary Dean.
Right.
I'll be glad to do that.
Are you willing to approve before we have that? If I could have a motion,
Motion to approve it as presented?
second.
Second.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Item 12, the approval of the Prevention Resource Officer Agreement for Buchanan Upshur Middle School for the 2017-18 school year. That would be your attachment L.
Just a continuation of our PRO officer program that we have at the middle school. Did we hear back on Grant? Jerry's not here.
I'm not aware of-
I'm not sure if she's heard. She
I think this has to be
approved it prior to that, getting that
before
money.
the grant.
And the commission's already signed off on it, county commission.
Will they be coming to share with us?
Yes.
Okay. They haven't been here for a while,
Right,
so.
right.
All right. Do I have a motion to accept this as presented?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Item 13, policies. You have the second reading for the proposed policy 4002, student transfers, and the second reading of proposed revised policy 4011.1, procedure reporting investigating bullying and harassment, attachment N. As these are the second reading, they will be on the next agenda as well.
Can we have
Okay.
any comments?
None that I know of.
That's okay.
Nope, I was getting ready to say that, so. No, we have not had any.
Right. Item 14, correspondence information.
I was just trying to remember, I got an email today that Diane Godwin, our nurse at Buchanan Upshur High School, has been recognized through Healthmark, which is in Pennsylvania and West Virginia, as the Nurse of the Year. And I can't remember exactly what the title, that was like one of these things right at the end of the day. But we'll be recognizing her at a later
Okay.
date, out of 2 states.
That's great news. Item 15 is your personnel. That is attachment O.
I'd like to not accept some of those resignations. They can't retire, they can't leave.
And we're going to keep a kindergarten position at French Creek?
Yes, we have the
Oh, rescinding.
item 2 under resignations. She's resigning. It came down between the two of them. They had the same seniority date. And so she is resigning tonight, effective June 30. Therefore, the reason for the Clinton's transfer no longer exists, so that can be rescinded. And he'll stay at French Creek. And I have an email from him that he wants to stay in kindergarten at French Creek. And he had applied for some of the known vacancies, and he's withdrawing his applications. We're able to do that move tonight.
Any other questions about any of those? If not, I'll entertain a motion to accept as presented.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye. Sorry, so
We have no delegations. Any public comments? Board member comments?
I have one.
Okay.
My students sent me with a thank you note from their meeting last time. I'd like to read. He said, "Dear Board of Education members, thank you for allowing the We Lead Humans of the World team to present our research on the backpack program within Upshur County elementary schools. Although our issue team can focus on the needs of anyone in the world, we think it's important to address the needs of our own community as well. The backpack program in this county is heading in the right direction and provides tremendous support to those in need. Upshur County is very lucky to have this program. We hope we are able to work together to develop it into a cohesive, sustainable asset to the school system. Again, thank you for supporting our efforts, and we look forward to coming together to fill in the gaps." From Maddie Ovies, Casey Gilbert, Katarina Pesich-Vidic, and Abby Kaiser.
Anything else? Welcome back.
Sorry I've been absent so long.
Is it that?
Right. Item 18, the next meeting date will be Tuesday, November. Several months I just skipped. Excuse me, let me try that again. The next meeting will be Tuesday, May 9th
Second hunting season.
at 7 p.m. in this exact location. We now have an executive session for student discipline. Do I have a motion to go into executive session?
Motion to go into executive session, West Virginia Code 69A43.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We are now in executive session.